Hi guys, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday the 23rd of April. I want to use the original Rider-Waite deck today. So I'm a big fan of the Radiant Rider-Waite deck, which is this deck a little updated with the colors being brighter. But you know, just looking at this now, I do like the almost two-dimensional kind of simplicity of this. Right, so let's see what the cards have to say about Sunday and what energy you'll be working with on this day. So let's have a look. Okay, so first we've got the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, the Page of Swords, and the Four of Swords. Okay, so this is basically saying that this is a Sunday, and that is an important point today, because the focus isn't on being super productive and working very hard. The focus is much more about opening yourself up to new ideas and having new experiences which make you feel like you're just starting out, or you're exploring, or there's just so much that you can learn. And then the Four of Swords is rest, and it's meditation and prayer and asking for guidance. So this feels very calm to me. We've got the two elements. We've got Earth, which is being kind of put on standby. Earth is about career and money and your practical circumstances. 9 in numerology is about spirituality and completion. So I don't feel like work and all of these practical concerns are big on your priority list on this day. And then because the card is in reverse, it actually looks like the number 11. So here it's 9, Roman numeral 9. And here it's 11. And 11 is the master number of service. So really, I think that the cards are making the point that it's important to take some time off once in a while and to rest and to recharge yourself and to go, not even necessarily inward, but just to come to a state of relaxation and contentment. And with the 11, you can really be of service to yourself by doing that today and once in a while. And to remember that you need to recharge your batteries as much as anyone else does. The Page of Swords is a court card, so that can appear as a person in your life or as a quality or characteristic. And if he shows up as a person today, this is someone who is very willing to learn, someone who is ultimately going to become the King of Swords, right? So this is someone who's got all the potential. He just doesn't have the certificates and education and qualifications and the experience. So if you meet this kind of person who has a new idea, you can trust that that idea is probably going to go somewhere. It's probably going to go in a very good direction. You can see all these birds in the background, and then that is freedom and it's migration. So it's the migration of ideas and it's the spreading of ideas and really building yourself up in that area of your life. So all the court cards in the Suit of Swords, what they are interested in is education and the law and using information and communication to understand the world. It's science, it's invention, it's facts and figures, and it's really very much about academia and the intellect. So with the Page of Swords, he's got this big brain. He's a genius. He just hasn't done all the coursework yet. So if someone mentions a new idea or offers a kind of offer for like to go into business together, like in a partnership, or if you stumble across a book in a library and it catches your eye and you read the back and you find it really interesting, then really stick with that and see what it can teach you. Because the Page of Swords, the wonderful thing about him is this willingness to absorb all information and then later on to make a judgment on it. So it's about relaxation, rest, and broadening your mindset by looking into things that interest you. And this card is also Swords, which is the same thing as about transportation and communication and ideas, right? But here it's more of a religious scene, and we've got this knight And he's kind of praying. But it also, to me, it always looks like someone, it looks very similar to like a funeral rite, almost. Which is interesting because I've never mentioned that. But it's kind of like, again, coming to peace and resting on what you've done and kind of accepting that things are good enough as they are. Which is an interesting thing, that this sword is horizontal like this because it underpins the person lying on top of it. So it's almost like if I want to be willing to learn something, I've got to accept first that I don't know everything. And that may seem, again, redundant, but there's a humility involved in that if I want to, the two things are the same. Me saying, I don't know everything and I'm willing to learn more, and going on an adventure are integral parts of each other. If I say, oh yeah, I have seen and heard everything, and yeah, I know how this goes, I know this music, then I'm never going to be open enough to learn anything new. So that's, I don't think is going to be an issue. Then second of all, we've got, usually the armor is much more visible. So this is someone who's anticipating a battle, maybe a battle of wits, or a difficult decision that he has to come to, or taking charge of something that he really doesn't want to be responsible for. And he's praying for the strength to do that. And here in the glass window, we've got this angel presenting something to the person kneeling and praying and requesting something. So the Four of Swords is about, first of all, stability in terms of your thinking and in terms of your decision-making process. It's the ability to recharge. It's your ability to gather the right information as and when it's needed. But also, it's, in a very abstract way, the ability to let your higher self counsel you in practical matters. So, if the Page of Swords has to make a decision, right? And let's say they just put him in an office and he has to now suddenly make decisions on a contract. He has to say this contract is valid and this contract is not valid. But he's got absolutely no legal expertise and he shouldn't be in that position. Then what's he going to do? He's going to try and gather all the resources to make that work, or ultimately recognize that this situation isn't going to work because I don't have the knowledge, and I'm going to make a point of that. I'm not going to work at something I have no business working in. That's interesting as well. So that's a realization on this day that if you take a little bit of time for yourself, you may start to suddenly, something may become clear to you that says, hey, listen, you're putting a lot of energy and a lot of work and effort into this one thing in your life. And look, it's not giving you anything in return. Is it appropriate for you to continue to look at this and to put all your energy into it when really you would be better off not just resting, but possibly kind of putting that energy into a channel that's a little bit more productive? So it's an opportunity to understand what doesn't work for you in your life. And then to replace that with something better. Okay, so I'm going to do the numbers two ways. So first, with this being upright, 9 and 1 is 10, and 4 is 14. 1 and 4 is 5, and 5 in numerology is freedom. So if the card would be upright like this, then working on broadening your mindset and letting go of things that don't work for you, replacing them, that's going to lead to more freedom and the ability as such, like these birds, to migrate into other areas of your life and the world and your experience. If the card is this way around, 11 and 1 is 12, and 4 is 16, and 1 and 6 is 7. 7 is the mind and creativity. And that's, I think, the more definitive kind of vibration of this day, which is don't do so much practical heavy lifting. Instead, get creative in terms of your own mindset. Open that up and see what other avenues you could explore. That would be super interesting. You are getting kind of creative support via your higher self. And you're then able to make a decision about something that is going to be much more interesting and rewarding moving forward. Okay, so that's what I got for you for this day. If you have any personal questions about your life purpose, or kind of what area would be best to study, or maybe you've been trying to make a decision for years and somehow you just feel blocked and you can't shift things, or you want to look at how you can get things moving and just go one way or the other. If you have any specific questions about life purpose, career, health, relationships, anything at all, please do get in touch for a personal reading. And if you like this video, then give it a thumbs up, please hit subscribe and share the video online. Have a fabulous day, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.